Hey everyone, welcome to another part of Disco Elysium. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and if you are, please do remember to hit like, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and leave a comment. The comments really help these videos get shared and let me know that you would like to see more of this on the channel. Thank you. This Post La Aventuria mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes. Fuck you, mail delivery box. Kick it. Good mail delivery box. Kick it. Ah! There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Laventuria mail collection box. It sounds betrayed, in disbelief even. Your toe has suffered damage. It hurts. Cool. The lieutenant nods approvingly. You really showed that mail collection box. Rub your toe. You think so? You think it was cool? I don't. Let's go. He must see the box as the weaker of the two, and you as a bully. Something he doesn't stand for. Good mail delivery box. Pat the box. The mail collection box has no faith in your psychopathic manipulations. Leave. Oh, it's so good. Who's this?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is red from the cold. I am the law.
I know, sir.
She stomps her feet to feel warmer.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this, anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
She points at the window. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl. What's a board game?
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards.
What is a book?
That is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
She is unfazed by your question. She would consider it impolite to point out any perceived weirdness. What's a postcard?
A postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
Interesting. Thanks.
My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
Is it okay to ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name? My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Placence. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organizing the stock. The girl gazes at the window and suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling something. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. And you're standing out here in the cold because... I'm signaling that the store is open. She nods eagerly. Otherwise people might not know. They'd miss out on the crimes, romance, and biographies of famous people. A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counter. She covers her face, smiling, but she's cold. You're such a good trooper, learning the values of hard work. Pat her on the head. I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. You're cold. Can I help in some way? Kind of you to offer, sir. She doesn't know what else to say. What could you do to help her anyway? I should have a word with the store owner, maybe. Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. She stands upright and smiles like a little soldier. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm. Shouldn't you be at school or something? I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Yeah, school's stupid. You're lucky not to be there. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. How's business going? Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being... cursed. Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second. Some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders. Cursed? In what way? Cursed in a way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... She's looking for the right word. Ass up? She blushes. I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so. This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this. Narrow your eyes and look through the creaking boards on the window. We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here. The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. Yes, she chirps. Do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there. How does this curse manifest itself? Oh, it's so good. It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather. But Kim, the plasmic manifestations. No such thing. The lieutenant stands at your side. Stern, serious. The girl looks back and forth between you two. Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? What do you know about the other failed businesses? Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms. Or the cellar. She looks a bit disappointed. I don't really know what's there. Stroke your chin. Enough about the curse. For now. Annette looks at your shaved, prickly chin. It distinctly contrasts with the oily mutton chops that surround it. Oh, sorry, I left my thing in the wrong screen. Let me know when it does that, guys. So you guys can see my beautiful face down there. Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. What's this crime business? Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that. The work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch criminals. No, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is. She doesn't know what to say. It's that bad. Point to your head. Crime is a deviation from the law, punishable by either a civil or criminal sentencing. It's what the law prevents. Why would anyone read about crime? Oh, I get it. Crime murder gets the people going. She tots, and it's kind of like a puzzle, too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. I'm a policeman myself, by the way. The law, as I said. You don't look much like a policeman. She examines you as if to find something policeman-like. What does a cop look like? Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy, and I decided to live a little. What's that mean? You know, cut loose, raise hell, blow off steam. Everything better now, sir? No. Why is that? Look at me, a hideous beast, a failure of a cop, a disgrace. Sir, please, sir, don't say things like that. You look nice enough. Nice enough for a small child, sure, maybe. Don't be sad, sir. She seems genuinely concerned. I'm sorry I said that thing about Dick Mullen. It's not your body that's important in police work anyway, it's your... Point to your head. Head, yes. No, it's your soul. Your blue soul. Soul? That Mullen guy looks like a Hampelman. He could respect that face. It's not even drawn correctly. He lacks soul. She examines the illustration of Dick Mullen, attempting to find his soul. Not sure I understand. A policeman's got to have the right stuff, an ingrained sense of the law. No one would follow a weakling like Mullen. If you say so, sir, she smiles mischievously. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for your soul. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. The cover image of Dick Mullen seems to stare at you with harsh disapproval. Like in the books. Okay, I'm gonna deduce something now. You failed to deduce anything substantial. Man, we rolled snake eyes. She waits intently. I'm a detective. I deduce that you are a girl. Come on, anyone would notice that. She rolls her eyes. Damn it. Put points into composure to open this white check. Aw, man. What is romance? It's a type of book. There's a rich lady. She has to choose between the good man and the bad man. She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation. Well, there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about a man and lady business, sir. What about when both of the men are bad? These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that. What if it's written really well? Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady decides not to pick either because she doesn't need a bad man. Yeah, that would be interesting. What about a poor man getting a rich lady? It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process, or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. I see. Those are unhappy books for most of the pages. People sad about what they've lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end. What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all? I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. Yeah, you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup? I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. She pauses, trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really long and drawn out, scarred for life, phantom limb. No, I don't know. She looks at you with puzzlement. Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I'll ask your mum. What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain? Later, when you get the chance, you should address these issues by getting drunk. That'll show 'em. Alright, that's enough. Oh, wait, what about when everyone is poor? That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Sometimes you gotta write about real things. Yeah, poor people are boring. I guess, yes. People in books are always very interesting, especially the romance people. Who are these famous people? Kings and queens, generals of old, artists, writers, musicians, those kinds of people, usually something extraordinary about them. She scratches her cold, reddened cheek and continues. I think that's why people read them, to find secrets of their fame. Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them. Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous. But it does make the famous people more famous. She smiles gleefully. Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day. Why would they do that? Because I'll be a superstar cop in the papers and everything. That'll show them. That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything, standing over a dead body holding a gun. Ah, we can try to deduce again, because there should be a book of us. We've got a high chance now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. Hey, why do you keep your hands folded? What do you mean? She looks wary. She knows where this is going. You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help. She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. A facade of true professionalism. He is far more intrigued by this situation than his poise reveals. It's okay. She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh. You bite your nails. And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? She shoots you a suspicious glance. There were a few other hints. Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that. Her eyes flash with defiance, not impressed. She actually is impressed. This is more like a defensive reflex. So we can either tell her to deduce something about us, or we can figure out why she bites her nails. Those are both pretty cool options. Challenge her to deduce something, or what? I kind of want to know more about this kid, though. Let's go with one. Bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic. You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. Dismay flickers in her eyes. Maybe so, sir, she sighs. Okay, I know it's a bad habit and I shouldn't. Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town. It was okay, sir. She's still got a rebellious streak. There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same. Alright, you do better. Deduce something about me. You're quite sober, she snaps back quickly. The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort. Yeah, about that. Maybe you can point me towards some booze. Frit, maybe? She shrugs, a compassionate look in her eyes. Alcohol is not good for you, sir. There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar somehow. What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar? Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before. Hang on, you know me. We've met before. Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. She sways back and forth on her feet. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, telling people about being a star or something. I don't really understand who those stars are. Did I ever talk to you? Of course, you stopped by a few times. She looks at you intently. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you. What do you mean better? I look like shit. Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore. The lieutenant slowly, ever so slowly, realizes something. Party eyes. Of course, that makes sense. I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all. Party eyes? You know, like a cat in the dark, all big, wide-eyed. She giggles at the thought. It certainly looks odd on a man. The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Fuck yeah, you should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics? Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing. Why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with? I didn't know I had to do that. She looks puzzled. Thanks, I've learned something about myself today. Glad I could help, sir. I wonder if I should use one of my things for morale. Because we've taken that damage to it. What was the thing I could do for morale? Didn't I, like, have something for repairing it? Thought I had something. I had the pills. I had the medicine, right? I don't see him here. Maybe he used them automatically? Oh, the charges are in here, so I click that. Got it. Cool, cool. So I'm actually at 2 health. I'm gonna need to heal up at some point. Wow, wow, wow. What's up, Huffle? How's it going? What's up, Lucas? This is a book about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. It takes willpower to even read the author's name. Jan Kaus from Iguania. There's some words in this. Iguania. A book about Boidero culture, promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Chicken!
Give me the magic.
Man, I would love some chicken wings right now. Thank you so much for the 200 bits, Sheeps. I appreciate it. You turned into a chicken. The book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. This book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. Should we try and go in and speak to the mum? Need to pass time, buy a book. Reading passes time quickly. Dude, this game is so ambitious. It's so well written. I love how it's all coming together. The writing is brilliant, and I think just really I know I said it earlier, but my favorite thing is the way that these thoughts work, the stats, the way that they kind of just come out and say things. So you could do a couple of playthroughs and you could have, you know, like I love the electrochemistry popping up every so often and being like, yeah, go do some drugs. And then the authority, like they're laughing at you, say something. So you could completely change how this cop is like thinking, how things are going. I feel like I should spend my skill points, but I think I'm going to wait until maybe I fail something and then I need to pop a point in something to retry it. I think that might be an idea because we're kind of going okay at the moment. How many points do I have? I have 1 to spend, so I'm going to hold on to it for now. Feminist agenda is nearly done. If I knew that these were different slots, I probably... Oh, wait, can I read... Oh, I can't read them unless I unlock them. And there's also all these different thoughts to unlock, you know? Homosexual underground. One more door. The precarious world. Bam, 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 bam. I get those vibes though, like the first time I ever played Fallout, and it was just kind of sucked in completely to that world and how much I enjoyed it. Gift books, molten candy. If we get the option, do you think we should try and tell this lady to bring the kid in? Be like, bring her out of the cold.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Plaisance. The clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask later.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavour. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Damn. Are you the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched, as if to give it more penetration. She's fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work. The girl outside mentioned this place is cursed. Cursed? Who said that? Annette? She blinks. I'll have a word with her. This place is not cursed. Oh no, we've dropped her in it. It has a robustly magnetic energy, good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir. What if I want to buy a book? Why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? She fiddles with her pendant and waves her bony fingers directly at you. See those shelves there? Go, be drawn. What type of books do you have? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. She's attempting to mentally direct you towards the shelves. She only wants you to buy the goods. She doesn't care about the books. Do you even know what books you have for sale? She scoffs. Truth be told, not really. My sister brings in most of the goods. I'm sure it's all very literary stuff with well-written prose. But you don't learn about the important things in life from fabricated stories. Where do you learn the important things? The truth is available if you just know where to look, and you have to open and free your mind to understand. She nods at you cryptically. I'll take a look then. Damn, I wanted to ask about the girl. There we go. Your daughter is the one standing outside, right? Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl? Definitely slacking off. Yes, of course. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Yes. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store. I'm not going to grade a human being. I don't do that. 10. She's very polite and helpful. I kind of want to have the kids back. At the same time, I want to scold this woman. But let's have the kids back first. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. She's immensely satisfied with the answer. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. All this pressure's made her anxious. You know, she's been chewing her nails. God, ugh, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. Her voice is firm. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life. A part of hers, too, clearly. I don't think she can do anything about it. She can if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give you breaks. Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You're placing an unnecessary burden on a young child. Yeah, actually, it's super alright for kids to chew their hands off. That is true, and obviously the will of the market, but maybe make an exception for your daughter? She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality, one where they are wrong. It's not easy. All of a sudden, she exhales sharply, her shoulders slump down. Oh no. She mutters, hold on, I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. Yes. There. She returns with a nod. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother calls a dull mind. All this stress. She stops, but her mouth keeps moving. It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette. You're like Annette to your husband and your mother. Nod compassionately. Let's go with the top one. Oh. She nudges her glasses nervously. Well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person. But my husband... She shakes her head. My husband is completely different, of course, says our empathy. Is this husband Annette's father? Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur, east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here, she says gloomily. No matter, soon we'll be off for a grand couronne. What's that? It's a proper place to live, one of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jam Rock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. Her smile is wide. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure. Your husband's involved with the bookstore? He made the initial investment. Since then he's been what you might call a silent partner. Is she an only child? I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It'd be nice if she had... She pauses. No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy. Why not? We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Her voice wavers a bit. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. She catches herself at an impoliteness. Sorry, I'm sure you do understand. She told me she doesn't go to school anymore. She nods. She's been too busy helping me here. She's studied at home this trimester. Temporary solution. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She'll be back in school the moment the store takes off. Alright, I got something else in mind. The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette. Farewell for now, book peddler. Hey, we did some good here. I'm liking our high empathy. Look, the kid's inside. You're welcome, kiddo. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner. National Recipes of Ardor, all about lake trout. Mountain of board games. A small mountain of colourful board game boxes. Numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise. Storekeep. What board games do you have here? Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure. Perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda. A very educational game for those interested in geography. Snooze. Raubritta is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. With games for the whole family, you can play with your children. Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family? Do I have friends? Look at the lieutenant. Wow, I have children? Family? It certainly feels like whatever you are will die with you. Damn, my morale, dude. Took another hit. Kids, friends, chicks. I have all of those. Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures. Playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty, civilization building game where you build a civilization and set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real. Dude, I can't afford that. Look through the Wirral-related items. Endless variety of source books, lore books, codices litter the table. The topmost book is entitled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. A large hard-bound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Catawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, a pick-your-path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section. Who wants to read books? Anything that catches my eye? A box that says Wirral 3rd Edition Mega Setting Supplements module. The side panel notes a fantastique adventure board game. New maps and miniatures. Well, we need money. Child.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter. What are you doing now? Math. She looks into her notebook with trepidation. It's really difficult, like really. They say you need to get rich. You need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Suddenly she smiles and perks up, remembering, oh, I found something whilst you were away. What is it? I thought this would fit you. She gives you a hat, almost exactly like the one Dick Mullen wears on the covers, like a thanks for helping me out. Not me, the city, I mean, like a detective does. It's a fedora? Wait, where did you get it? Just what Dick Mullen would ask, she lowers her voice. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there. It's a fedora. Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. She grins with joy. You'll look way more serious with that. Suddenly, she looks back at the infernal scribblings under her nose. I have to get back to my homework now before Mum notices. Man, this is hard. Yo. Dick Mullen's hat. If anything, this wide-rimmed hat looks even better than the hat Dick Mullen wears. Dick Mullen is stupid and not even real. You're real. Your brain is real. Your real brain is inside the hat. +1 encyclopedia, book smarts. Yeah. Looking good. Alright, it's about to go 1 p.m. I think the kitchen is opening shortly. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over again. Let's speak. We haven't spoken to our friend here actually yet. Hang on, let's just see if there's something else up here. So obviously come here to buy books, but we are saving our money at the moment, and we actually need to make money to avoid getting thrown out. A tome of fascist magic. Quaint picture book. Biographies. Map wall. Several maps attached to a bulletin board inside the alcove, held up by small pins. The board has come loose at one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulind, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez. Look at Revachol. The north coast of the Verdant Island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperant. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Les Jardins, Stella Maris, the suburbs of Saint Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East. West of the river, Couronne, somewhere to live, not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Foulbourg. It's almost as bad and much larger than Coal City. It's the worst. Martinaise. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait, there it is. North of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent, almost Coal City, to be honest. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have, but it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive. Shelf of paranormal books. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas about wholeness, unity, and balance. The point of the book and many others on this shelf is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. How does that work? It serves platitudes, whilst also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything, though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. Does the book say anything else? The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from, how to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver, and there's even a chapter on the ancient Cerise tradition of using duck gallbladder to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Nothing worth buying. This is mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? Find something truly otherworldly. No, man. Oh, I want to go book, man. Put skill points into Inland Empire to open this thing. My Inland Empire is so high. Can't believe we failed that. Boo. Rude. Scotty, thank you so much for 40 months, the big 4-0. How's it going, sir? Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you very, very much for the support. I appreciate it. Another boring book. To be fair, I had such a run of luck in the first hour of this game. I was like nailing 17% rolls and stuff. We were getting super lucky. Ooh, what's back here? Closed curtains. A set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Oh, examine the cage-like trinket. See some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straws. Inside a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. From the looks of it, this is a traditional Simonese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourge. Who are the Simonese? Inhabitants of the Isle de Fantôme, the Simonine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you. Shopkeep, what's behind these curtains? Nothing. Please go back to browsing books. He fiddles with her pendant. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about. She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. Should we pull open the curtains? Or Or should we ignore them? Pull open the curtains. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more. Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Her hand has closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous. He looks away, mumbling, why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people? That's our hearing talking. Hearing her. I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold. You do? She grabs her pendant again, visibly shaken. My God, even more reason not to mess with the curtains. Step away, dear sir. This is about the curse. That's why you're afraid. It's just a storeroom for the employees. I told you. Now, please, step away from the curtains. She's almost begging you. Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go in there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. I don't care. You can't stop me. I'll open them. No. She raises her hand to try and stop you. Please just talk to me, officer. Come here. Let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age, covered in dust, hang before you, taunting you. Oh, God. When my inland empire is telling me that it's to be careful, I feel like I should listen. Rip them apart, this time for real. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen. I warned you! You are unleashing forces beyond your understanding! Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. A warded door, a heavy door with a missing handle, stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. Knock. Only an echo, no one is there. Break the door, low chance. God damn it. Success. You smash into the wood. You see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side, but you've done it. The lieutenant stares at you as you stand there, silent and brooding. You're not thinking of trying again, are you? Smash into the door and shout, "Fuck the system! Freeze, dirtbags! Hands up, now! Fuck, it hurts!" Let's go. Fuck the system! Oh my gosh. We got some dialogue with our partner here.
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. It's the netherworld, beyond the veil. No, it's a gym, he disagrees, though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on. An eerie feeling rises in your chest. What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages? Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Let's move on, shall we? So wait, held. There we go, nice. Is that annoying, Kim? Is it giving you a headache, huh? What are you gonna do? Just gonna stand there and take it, huh? Exactly, that's what I thought. Sand dripping from a punch bag. Poster says Citius Fortis, the rest is worn off. Worn out wool bars, they look unsafe. Some stuff to look at here. Barbell. Barbell lies on the floor, the color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbells. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar? 8% chance. Hey! Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter? No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat. A whistle. The feeling is gone. Just a memory. Kim, it's a trap. There's no collars on this barbell. You're right. The weights may fall off. Better not touch it. What kind of bastard would remove the collars? It should be a felony. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here. I ain't lifting that shit. Don't kill me. What's this? What is that? Shot put ball. Yoink. We need stuff we can pawn off because we need to pay that dude. A ball used for playing shot put. A favourite pastime of elderly gentlemen. You feel like you should hold on to this and make good use of it. To sell such a beautiful old school sports equipment would be a sin. I don't know, it's worth a decent amount. Yeah, that sounded like wrestling.
Yes?
I want to talk about you. Me? Yeah, you. I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. We'll work better together if we have more rapport. It's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? Tell me a secret about yourself. The Lieutenant narrows a single eyebrow. No. Ask again. Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. They're pretty sure it has something to do with the Lieutenant's eyebrow. What's happening to me? Something the matter, Detective? The guy's got authority off the charts. With just a flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall. What can I do about it? Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it. Silently scream for help. If the Lieutenant were an evil man, who knows what sort of havoc he would wreak. Fortunately, he's a committed officer of the RCM. He'll only use his powers for the good of this investigation. Lieutenant relaxes his eyebrows. You seem to regain control of yourself. You're wearing glasses. That's correct. You feel a slight urge to put the Lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone. Glasses are cool, I guess. Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome. You could use a good normal pair yourself. Do you ever talk with yourself? What do you mean? You know, when you're thinking. Do you have conversations With, like, your brain? I have no idea what you're talking about. The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material, extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case. So you're saying your brain never just chimes in with advice, warnings, anything? I can't say it does, no. When I need to think, I use my notebook. The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special. You don't look like other people around here. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother, but from my mother's side, it's not an interesting topic. Alright. I don't speak a word of Seolite, and I've never met either one of my grandparents. There's nothing ethnic I can tell you. Alright. Let's get back to this spooky gym. Is there anything else knocking around? Up the stairs we go! Oh god. If only we had that lady in the wheelchair. I told you we needed more people, Kim. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Although she wouldn't have gone up these stairs, I guess. Oh god. Oh man. Oh boy. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Airship rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth-bitten. Oh man, which door do I go through first? Let's check this one. I think this is a room. Skis with Slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Steel rotor blades. Oh wait, what's that? Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here. I don't get it. Look, the skis, the rotor blades, both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and pivoted to producing the other. The question is, which did they start with, which did they pivot to? That's a good question. What a strange leap of imagination, and yet they still failed. How sad. Reality is ruthless. Which is everyone's favorite portrait voice yet that actually speaks to us on this playthrough? I like electrochemistry a lot, the pink drug one. And I like the Inland Empire. What's this? Production schedule from Filament Memory. It's worth 10. Cube-like crisscross of filaments feel oddly fragile in your hand, its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads production schedule. Note, this filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. I don't think I should sell that. Money! Oh yeah, baby. How much money do I have? 5. Okay, so I'm still like 25 away from paying off of our debt. We've got like 6 hours to do that. I'm glad time moves slowly. Holy shit, look at this. That body is still up a tree, by the way. This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper hangs from the printer. A radio computer, says the lieutenant, watching you circle around the machine. Just sitting here without anyone in sight. He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. Do you think I should turn it on? We have one of these at the station. I never learned how to use it. Turn it on. The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing virescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. Look inside. It's empty, like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left tangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment. Insert. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. Play. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air. Good afternoon, Fortress Accident en Rue de Saint Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? What's the production schedule? The filament you've inserted into the reader. Right. That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core? Yes. Good. Repeat the password. Fuck. You should ask for a hint. Password? I'm bad at passwords. Give me a hint. No. A hint system is not part of protocol for repeater stations. Oh, we should have looked around more first. I don't want to say it's the police. They'll probably hang up. Is it my birthday? No. I don't know. Received. I will register this login attempt. Don't worry, passwords have a way of turning up. Aha. Cool. Alright, that's all for now. Thank you and goodbye. The old lady's voice disappears. Alright, let's take a look around. Thought complete. Inexplicable feminist agenda. There is something you need to see, sir. We found the remnants of an ancient artifact lodged in your hypothalamus. It's a cylindrical object, piss-weathered and smelling of liquor. The paint is peeling off, but you can clearly make out the letters revolutionary feminist agenda on the hull. It appears that some time ago, before you became a joke, you were an actual feminist. Somehow you've come to that conclusion. Perhaps you can work your way back. +1 empathy. -1 electrochemistry. Would have to quit drugs to get there. Not happening. Give us all the drugs, but I'll take the empathy. That's useful. Oh, you can choose to forget things as well. Oh, I like that. So you can find out what the bonus is and then be like, nah. I am tempted to forget that and start working on something else, because our empathy is alright anyway, and I like the electrochemistry. It's one of my favorites. Our empathy is at 5 with it, but we can drop that to 4. We've got a bonus from items +3 and a bonus from thoughts -1. So if I get rid of it, then they'll both be a 4. Right? Bom bom bom. Forgetting costs a skill point? Oh. Never mind then. Maybe I'll just put a skill point into electrochemistry. Frequency fireplace. An old fireplace covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kedron mosaic tiles. Very Pisentic. Hold on. How do I know what Kedron mosaic tiles are supposed to look like? History class. Students with their textbooks open, studying roots of our civilization. Aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. Some written notes too, sparse and cryptic. For what? Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. We're dealing with something medical? You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart titled Game Master Frequency. A note says this one can listen in on any station it wants. Who's the Game Master? Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. If it's a game, who's playing? Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. All of this gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off. My God. The lieutenant leans closer, his finger tracking the maddening result. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious the project became. Why do you say that? The schedule. He nods at the calendar on the chalkboard, wiping his marker-stained fingers clean. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding. What else? Nothing. It's lines on marble, an echo from times long gone. No one's used the fireplace in ages. Another door. Let's check out this one. Project Dread. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Clave. Some of the writing is faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there, photos, drawings pinned to the board. Lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of Welkins, casting wax-based magic. It's like a game production room. Organs shining under their skin, and even Aether Welkins hailing from vast emptiness. Who are all these creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different. Examine it, this is important. It's a Varahamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. Clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Hulder, the Dewarg, the humans, and even the Headless Men, all of them purged. Imagine a world filled only with the Welkin, Green Welkin, Red Welkin, the High Welkin to rule them all. The lieutenant can't help but comment. An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little creatures. Whisper. One of them is a Welkin supremacist. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. He nods. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Why would anyone spend so much time on this? Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Well, this has been educational. Let's move on. Look at those details. So much effort. And for what? All gone. Notes. The handwriting is only partly legible. You can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out. Wirral, untethered, heat death of the universe. Okay, photos. The photo collage depicts barren icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night, permafrost, glacial landforms, dead trees. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. Pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in the storm, animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers by boreal dwarg. Yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, the heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe. Inspect the schedule. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid. The grand scheme of production and money. Minimi stands for mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called Run. Station 41 tried to implement a few years ago, but failed. What happened? As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region. The lieutenant looks at the ice field of nothingness and concludes. Looks like they didn't make it. Alright, there's a door over there, but let's see where this goes. Oh, we have some dialogue.
Okay. What do you think is going on? with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace.
It's a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making? Yes, that is the question. The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands. Looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. Huh. Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment. And this was a role-playing game? Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. He points to the chalkboard. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the Wirral board game, with heat death thrown in. Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished. What do you think happened to the company? No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Wow! Conclude. How are they planning to do that? Another real thing to note about this game is you do get to a point with RPGs sometimes where a lot of conversations, or at least some side conversations, you'll be like, yeah, okay, like click the end thing, because you're not super interested in what the person's saying, or it's just a side thing. Everything so far feels super important. It's written so well, and everything has such a impact when you discover something new, and because you are, you know, you have this amnesia and you don't know who you are, and you're trying to work yourself out, and you're trying to work out everything around you and what's going on. We haven't even got the dead body down yet. The body is still hanging up. It's 2 o'clock on day 1. And we're just like off in this bookshop, and I'm reading. I feel like I want to click every button and read the information. Like I haven't reached that point where I'm like, okay, let's get back to it, you know? Which is a common feeling in other games, especially stuff where it's all reading. There's no combat. Hasn't been so far. I think whatever there is limited and will be played out in text options. And I'm like completely enthralled by it. So I you know, it's just pretty damn good so far. Through call-in stations, he nods at the fireplace. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call stations. I think this was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies. Has anyone ever done this before? Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein, you know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an intersolary game before. We don't have the technology. It's ambitious and untethered from reality. The lieutenant tilts his head, thinking. The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it. A half smile breaks out on his face. It's too late for that, I'm afraid, he says, looking around the derelict room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor. Okay, let's keep moving. We could make this game, Kim. Oh, look, it stairs up. Okay, let's check that door then. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Some of those words we read could have been a password, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, this is a pretty big room. Nice. Wouldn't mind finding some bandages or something. The wind howls in from the coal chute above. Is that a big bear? Is it a fridge? Ice bear fridge. You see terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. Morphe chill in the chat. What is this thing? Looks like a giant ice bear. The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. Relax, Kim. It's a fridge. Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door. Let's take a look inside. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnet's keeping it on the door. Examine the wrappers. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place? Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. They tried to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore? I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day. The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge. The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible. An ice cream maker, defrosted, unplugged. This is like all of the dude's failed entrepreneurial stuff. The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. Check it in a second. Frozen ice cream maker. It's still running. What's that? Ooh, health! Yes! Use it. See what it is first. If I can. Oh yeah, let's look at the note. Handwritten note you found from the giant ice bear fridge. It bears some marks from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnets that we used to secure it to the door. Can I read it? Use interact to inspect the item. Use interact item in inventory to inspect the item. Ah, here. The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface. Does it say anything interesting? The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder. This is tangential at best, not tangenitals. But the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Read the note. Someone has scribbled S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Take it home ASAP. It's important. I'll do it myself, but I live in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be? I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the fridge. Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box? I wonder who wrote the note. Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they left their property lying here. Maybe they had to leave in a hurry. Plausible hypothesis. Remind me, what's a filament memory? Now we know that already. Who's the illiterate ginger kid? Really? The lieutenant looks at you, the corner of his mouth curved into a smug grin. You don't have a single guess? You mean Kuno? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed. Let's see it anyway. Belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory like a tape. Listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, but for a computer. Nice, nice. Alright, let's use that for our health, please, so we don't die. Lovely. This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Crack open the lid. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. You want to try again, you need to have the pry bar in your hand. Equip it in your inventory. Good thing I brought my tools. I feel so detective-y in here. Oh my gosh, that's a low chance. Alright, turn the crank. Turning the crank feels satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You never became a poet. Or an entrepreneur. Still low. Pry bar not strong enough. It's a weak one, huh? Minus 20. I don't think we're meant to get in there yet. Come back. I don't want to break this thing. 2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. Red one leads to the ice bear fridge. The black one to the ice cream maker. Maybe if I turn it off, it would be easier to crack open. I don't know why that would affect it, though. Maybe it's all frosted on the inside, so if we defrost it, it'll be easier to open. Unplug the black cable. Something close to you dies, a soft electric purr. Why did you do that? It's black, the color of immeasurable cosmos. The lieutenant raises his brows but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has 1 cable missing. Let's take another look. Might not work that quickly. The ice around it is slowly melting. Nice. We'll come back. Wait, how did I end up here? Oh, I came from over there. Man, it's actually so easy to get disorientated in here because you can't see everything. Insane mesh tank top. +1 to drama. Okay, so what's my shirt? Is +1 to conceptualization and -1 to suggestion. Okay, hang on. Conceptualization will be at 3 if I take that off. Understanding creativity, seeing art in the world. For creative, psychedelic fanciers, critics. Makes you go big, perhaps too big, ostentatious, demanding grand displays. Why live life when you can throw yourself into a live volcano? At low levels, you'll be unable to see the world in a creative light. You'll be unable to contribute to conversations in an art gallery. Only boring people will invite you to their dust parties. I reckon we should go with the drama. I reckon we should whip our shirt off and put that one on. +1 to drama. And then we also get rid of a -1 to suggestion, which we definitely like. There with a tie on and our no top. Damn, I'm sexy. Alright, let's put that on. Beautiful, look at that. Where did you even get that one? No, really. Who put it in that drawer? No further comments. Wear it at your own risk. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. Alright, so that's stairs up. Money. Money. A cellar window. People's feet shuffling by on the street. Let's go check out that secret door before we forget. Two rusty rifles hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. A hole in the wall. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. Look, a hole in the wall. Shine light. There is, yes, and also there appears to be something inside the hole. Do you want to take a look? I do. Your hand reaches deep into the darkness, spiderwebs rummaging around. You find rusty rifles hidden away. Rifles, Kim. The lieutenant steps closer. Are these any good? Inspect. Most of them are rusty and inoperable like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. Take it, you're a police officer. Police officers carry guns. This one looks nice. An old Belle McGrave from the Revolution. The lieutenant notes with approval. His eyes are gleaming. Seems to no longer be functional, but still, a beautiful thing in its own way. Where are we? Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles, he points up at the rifles under the ceiling. An old weapons cache. What does this mean? A rifle here. Means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, lying around in Martinez. An interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful. He likes this find. Nice! We got a gun! Broken belt. Oh, it's broken. A 4-shot bolt-action military rifle with a wooden frame. Maybe I can sell it. Sweet. +2 because the machine is unplugged, but still -20. It's not strong enough. I guess it's going to take a little while. Let's see what's up here. Eerie secrets. But yeah, I was just going to record this for YouTube, but I played like the first 5 minutes yesterday, and I was like, this is so good, I have to stream it. Like, I want to share it and do it live. Oh wait, this is the way out? The fuck? How do I get back in? Do you think I should unplug the one with the bear as well? Wasn't anything in it. Maybe just saved them the power, you know? An electric sizzle. The room is quieter now. Make sure we didn't miss anything in here. Oh yeah, this thing. Central furnace. A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face. It's a face of agony. Smear your hands with coal. A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karsai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint. Hadramut Karsai, smear your cheeks black with coal. 3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul. What are you doing? I am the reincarnation of ancient Ilmaran warrior. Nothing, wipe face clean. No, first one, definitely. Please wipe your face clean, officer. Don't wipe it. -1, Kim doesn't trust you. Fuck! You feel your cheeks turn red under the lieutenant's gaze. You look like a kid, not a police officer. Even the war paint can't conceal the embarrassment. Wipe it clean. Thank you. The lieutenant nods. Where were we? He turns back to the furnace. What is this thing? Is it a furnace? Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building, connected to the chimney. He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside. No one's used it in ages, no signs of any recent fire, just dead rats. Look inside. It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other near the smoke chamber upstairs. What are you doing? The lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway inside. I'm hallucinating. I hear the murderer of the hanged man talking. I'm not sure, Kim. I think I can hear someone. I'm just gonna go, I'm hallucinating. Wait, really? The lieutenant sounds concerned. Take your head out of the chimney, please. It's not safe. It feels safe to know that the lieutenant's got your back, now and always. This sounded real, not imagined. Wait, I want to hear. Yeah. I heard someone talking. Really? He looks up at the ceiling. We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs. Do I want to kick it with my foot? I don't think I do. After the last thing I kicked took one of my healths away, honestly. Let's leave that be. Although I kind of want to, but no, I mustn't. But I kind of really want to. Save. Be cheeky. I really want to kick it. Kick it. Oh! A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts. Don't look at me like that, Kim. You knew that was going to happen, didn't you, you son of a bitch? I thought it might reveal something. You never know until you try it, okay? Maybe if we weren't so weak, our kicks would be successful. Alright, let me take a look at whether this is melted. We might just have to come back in a bit, though. No. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back to the radio game. Yeah, it's trying to get me to stop kicking things, but I'm gonna kick everything. What's over here, actually? Nothing. Thank you, Dastron. Now a friend of the Fae. Thank you so much for the 200 bits.
Bravo.
Learning a spell. Appreciate it. Get some hype in the chat. Thank you for the biddies. I have to say, I really like our new hat. I like the looks really coming together. Did we go in here? I don't think we did. Safety curtains. An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industry chimney. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here. Let's not knock. Let's play it cool for a second. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Postcards. Or a postcard. Sunlight's made this postcard almost completely sepia-toned. Midtown traffic passes. Overhead, the ghosts of skyscrapers disappears into a beige midday mist, vaporizing from the delta on which the district was built. The postcard is prepaid. Alright, I guess knock. What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Still nothing. No one's home. Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now. There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe we should ask the lady in the bookstore. Those loud bangs though, they scare you. Alright, let's see if we figured out this yet. Press play. Let's try the password. Nothing. Okay, I don't know. Are you a machine? Are you alive? I am alive. I am 74 years old. My name is Yvonne. The lieutenant whispers into your ear. She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid. Yvonne, my computer tells me that you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid. They're merely cautious, says the old lady. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian station. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am? I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are. Fortress accident? As for me, well, some static. As for me, well, some static. Then I am sitting in my cubicle surrounded by a wall of radios. Doesn't it get lonely sitting in there all by herself? Doesn't it get lonely doing this job? Lonely? For the first time you hear her chuckle through the rustle of static. Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day. That's why she does this. Now please tell me if there's anything else I can do for you. Why did you call me Fortress Accident? Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to. Do you have any other information about this company? One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says. And what's that? This interactive call-on radio play. The static drowns her response. Any other questions? Print. Nothing. Let's take that with us for now. We'll come back. Ba-bow. Magic emotes. If you cheer 200 bits, you unlock 2 and unlock more for people in the chat. Higher cheers get more for more people in the chat as gifts. And there's 16 exclamation mark spells. And I think there's 4 days left. If you do the command, it'll have the date in there for how long there is. Man, this place was spooky.
Magic.
Magic. Magic. Thank you so much for the 200 bits, Case. See, now aren't you guys glad we came in here? Friend of the Fae. Dude, it's loving that one today. It's making everyone a friend of the Fae. Julep, thank you so much for the tier 3, 15 months. Super duper sport and a benefactor of the island. Please get a lot of love and hype in the chat for some amazing support for 15 months from Julep. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You help us do what we do. The meanest looking pair of cutters you've ever seen. Oh wait, I can put my light away now. Just walk up to her with the pry bar in your hands. Listen here, you. Pretty sure I'm gonna need to spend a skill point at some point.
You broke down the back door.
Well,
The wards, the door. It's all gone now.
superstar
Dark
cop,
psychic
sorry.
energy leeching onto my shop.
Sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme measures. I suppose it's all over now? Her shoulders slump as if a heavy burden lies on them. I guess there's no escape. What are you talking about? It's just a door. Just a door? This place is cursed, detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Look at the sheer amount of companies that have failed in this house. I hope you're happy now, happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well. She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant. Cursed? I thought the curse wasn't real. Of course you did. You're nothing but a policeman. Investigate the doomed area. Alright, you know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We're set on the path, little else to do. But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the entity? Her eyes narrow as she whispers the name. Of course, the entity. Close your eyes. I didn't see her, but I sensed her presence. You did, she gasps. It has to be true. I've suspected that this woman-shaped energy must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you see that she lives inside the chimney? You mean the chimney that's part of the furnace? I heard voices coming from there. Yes, I've heard that it's enormous. She's barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains upstairs. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. She shivers. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building, and do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you can yell into it or something, make some noise. You'll think of something. You always do. Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in solving this mystery too. I got questions. Okay, but please, only a few questions. She peers at the curtains. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits. Have you sought help from anyone? Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, a pair of Semines mediators. They provided me with the wards. She nods at the strange cage-like trinket on the curtains. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough. How does it manifest? A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around in the dimly lit store. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. Her voice drops to a whisper. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. She peers at the curtains again. Didn't that curtain just move? Wait. That's it? I was hoping something more. Okay, I'm a little confused. What does that mean? Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here feeding off bad business practice and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building. I can tell you, ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here. Sounds familiar. Strange. I feel unwanted too. What does it mean? Truly so? Her eyes narrow as she tries to get a read on your energy. Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off of you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous. Is your pendant part of the wards? Oh, this? She holds it in her palm. Ochre heart glistens under the lights. It's a special Himian amulet blessed by desert pygmy shamans with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%. What about the wards on the back door? Are they Semines? Yes, the Semines are very crafty, and their wards are extremely powerful. Lesser wards simply won't do here. Why didn't you just tell me it was a curse? It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, she shivers, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them. Never mind. Alright, it's 3 p.m. Okay, well, after talking to her, let's quickly go back up and see if we can get through that shutter, and then if we can't, we gotta get back to the body, and we also gotta go to the pawn shop to get our money so we can stay in this hostel, I think. Because we broke as a joke. Oh, we have some dialogue.
It's dark.
Oh. The flashlight works better if you hold it in your hand. Flashlights go in hand. Stare at hand uncomprehendingly. Yes, the lieutenant says. You might even call it a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them. That makes no sense at all. The lieutenant frowns. I'm sorry, the fundamental laws of the universe don't seem to agree with you, detective, but the fact remains that it's too dark to see in here without the flashlight. So come on, we got work to do. My bad. I reckon I've probably got to kick that thing, and then obviously the sound will travel up the chimney, but I'm going to have to bust my foot, aren't I? God damn it. Or bang it with the tool. Put the tool in my hand. Something. I don't know why you wouldn't just hit it with the tool instead, but that's got to be the way to make the noise, because they're at the top of that, of this thing. People say the commercial building on the plaza is cursed. No business will ever thrive there without going bankrupt. You promised placements, you'll look into it. Enter the sealed door behind the bookstore and find out what happened to the companies there. Search for the entity. She lives inside a chimney. Find a way in. Pay for damages. You may need to pay for damages or you won't have a place to stay tonight. Ask around for money. Be careful with your spending. If you're unsure how much you owe, ask Garth. Ah! Yell hello into the furnace. Damn it! You muster all your strength and yell. Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak. A lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that to you. The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there. Maybe we should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later. Damn it. It said up there. Let's just take another look if it's changed after we did that. Hello? I yelled, but it didn't work. Your voice becomes a raspy croak mid-sentence. It's silent in the abandoned office building. No one answers you. A sudden bout of self-pity comes over you. Drama. Sire, may we suggest something? Think of the yelling into the furnace as a grand performance. Use your chest voice, not your head voice. Sing from the diaphragm. Perhaps it's not such a bad idea. Try it again, son. Glad we got that drama shirt. It's the first time drama has spoken to us. I like that. Sire. Righty. +1. Sing from the diaphragm. I'm gonna save. Even though it's a 72%. There we go. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then you hear a woman's voice answer. You've awakened the entity. I summon the ghost of this doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit. You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside. After you, officer. Yes. Oof. Some light, finally. Tray full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. Candy dispenser repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching. Hold on. What do you mean by milieu?
Yes, a milieu is like a calling station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
These. She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident? Does that count? Sure. I like role-playing games and I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set. Unless you want something really unusual.
God damn it.
Take a look around and see if there is any particular stone you want to use.
How about bone? Yours! The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals. This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and she doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need. How did you become a dice maker? How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order and I grew it from there. Do you like RPGs yourself? Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. Role players as customers, they're nice people. She's thankful for the security they provide her. What do you know about the man lynched? Nothing, I didn't know him. Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook, and then the woman under the large window. Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening? I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. What do you mean, daily ruckus? There's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. She stops to try and come up with an example. During daytime, there's usually those kids, and lately I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire. She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence. She looks up at the window. Pale light comes in, but I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid. You never took your eyes off your work to look out the window? I might have, she admits, but in this case, all I could have seen would have been my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's hard to make out anything in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone. Do you work Sunday nights? It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home. I see. Thanks. Order a die from you. I reckon we need to find out what die we need first. Although, is that game in there Wirral Untethered? We need the password first before I'm going to pay any money for any dice, especially because I owe that guy money. Do you have any cursed dice? What do you mean by cursed? Abracadabra, perished like this world. Alright, how about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours with 10 real, I'll give you the cursed die. No, I need to think about it. Where are we anyway? What is this place? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the wall. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal-black soot here and there. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken. I had to build myself a makeshift home. I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus. Placence was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse. Creative. The lieutenant looks around in the spacious room, its ceiling fading into shadows above. Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone. More or less, she adjusts the yellow scarf that covers her hair. Are you interested in anyone specific? There was an ice cream company with a terrifying taxidermied bear. Oh boy, the fabled Revachol Ice City. You're in for a treat here. She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now, ask me about their other ideas. I don't care about the other ideas. I just want to hear about the bear. Alright, what about the other ideas? There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing. He leans back, disapproving. Sounds like she really didn't like those girls. That's an award-winning idea. How else do you choose people around you? Yes, some people spend their whole lives chasing the hot one. She makes quotation marks with her fingers. You should have joined the gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the stand, ready to scare off customers and hit on the girls. As if they didn't already have the bear. She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about the bear? The bear, she repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples, like trying to suppress a headache. Didn't work out? Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revachol Ice City lost a price war to its rival, Glass 5000. They sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece out of regular fridges. I'm sure the bear was doing its best. I killed the bear. You unplugged it. You did what? She rolls her swivel chair around an inch closer to you, unsure whether she heard you right. I had to kill the bear to become the bear. I can see. She nods, eyeing you up and down. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion. It's a vision beast. It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly. The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited, but it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around. Grab your necktie and mumble, "Not now, you beast." I do drugs. I've got a vision beast. Do you? She raises an eyebrow. Good luck keeping it under control. New skill point. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire. She seems almost sad finishing the story. Dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly. Let's ask about the game developers, I guess. Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. She liked them. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules. What do you mean, liberal? The usual. They ran out of money, they couldn't get the project out on time. I did hear them talking at times. She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them. Chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest. She sounds almost mocking when she says that. From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive. Yes, but when the money started to run out, they began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time. She's right. Showing up to work on time is important. Too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great. Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings. She tosses a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the desk. The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes like snowfall. Anything else? I mean, may as well. We're getting XP from talking to her. It's not taking too long. Need to drink. Wait, my own voice is getting dry. I feel like that detective shouting into the chimney. Dude, I feel like I'll probably have a sore throat tomorrow after playing this for a few hours. Not even doing voices, it's just non-stop talking. There used to be a hair salon next to the bookstore, right? I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded. I guess it just wasn't the time yet. She tucks a strand of hair under the headscarf. What do you got under there, huh? Wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youths away from drug and crime. Maybe that's what Kumo needs, a community-centric boxing club. Kuno? Her eyes narrow in the dim light. Who's Kuno? He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies. Oh, yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. She looks out the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment. I'm sorry, you've heard? I thought you had your headphones on the whole time. It'll take more than a gym to help that kid. A kind man from Zzmzk. He heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym as a way of giving back. How did that community project work out? It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag was full of amphetamines. Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten more peaceful around the plaza since. Totally opening up that punching bag. What's with all the debris? Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with that one, right? Turns out the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing Snuff Milieu. Who would have guessed? What's a Snuff Milieu? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway. I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own. I'm almost starting to feel like the perks that we've picked, they're like my companions in my head. Because it's the same ones that pop up so much, and it would be so interesting to replay it with different ones at a high level. So like Encyclopedia is always there, and you're starting to like get a sense of the voice. The chemistry one. Drama is now popping up. It's really cool. They never cleaned up the debris, now it's just littering the hallway. I have no idea how to get rid of it. Cool, very cool about the debris. What's a Snuff Milieu? It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it. Nothing changes in her tone as she says it, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world. Typo. Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-Rosas. The lieutenant turns to you. This isn't our problem. Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators. Did someone here make stuffed animals? You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? He mostly just did drugs. Mannequins. There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I've forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came. Insect rights activists? What in the... Mm-hmm. The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently, chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. Naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection. I'm glad someone took care of the little guys. I like insects. Nod. Really? She looks at the windowsill where a dead fly is lying on its back, legs curled up in a bow tie. Damn it! I'm trying to, like, connect to her. Poor guy. Suddenly you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. Hard to say why. What's the deal with the rotor blades and the skis? A company called Slipstream, after they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. An impish smile. I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tallulah or something, wherever he is. Interesting. What do they say? The usual, I imagine that he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans, can't wait to get started on them as soon as he returns. Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind you. Men like that are a curse. Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. Most of the doorbells don't work. Right. She rubs her forehead. Her scarf has left a faint line on her dusty skin. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of the doorbells work, including mine. I'm in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion. So you're telling me you have a doorbell there? Which one? The one with an empty name card, the last one in the list. It's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet. Alright. Done. I've heard this place is cursed. Do you know people call it the doomed commercial area? I've heard the stories. The wind howls in from the furnace shaft above. But I don't think the stories are true. Playson sent me. She's convinced this place is swarming with malicious energies. Playson's the bookshop lady? She raises her brows. I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow? She's a wise woman. She has Seminoese trinkets protecting her. Ah, the Seminoese trinkets. Of course. She nods as if this explains everything. But it's not just the bookstore still up and running. What about the Whirling in Rag? Some people say it's part of the building complex. Hold on. The Whirling is part of the doomed commercial area? You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. Yes, but it's still a separate building. The malicious energies can't reach there. And then there's me. She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lay there scattered, from knives to carving flies to wire cutters. I've been here 14 years selling novelty dice to roleplay enthusiasts. Not exactly a million real business idea, somehow I've survived. Despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it? Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse. Playsons thinks it's because you're the source of it. A malignant entity. Malignant entity? What does that even mean? The dice maker laughs. Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity? Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest. I think it still might be you that's causing this. Narrow your eyes very mysteriously. I'm starting to see there is no curse. Accuse her or say there's no curse? I like listening to my inland empire, but also all of those businesses sounded terrible. She pretty much explained away all of the reasons why those other businesses failed, and why hers is surviving. I'm starting to see there is no curse. Exactly. She pinches the root of her nose. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got that sorted out. Anything else I can help you out with today? That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been through and thorough and truthful as far as we can see. Also, we're really perceptive, actually. When you think back to the start of the conversation with our drama and our empathy, both of them said she's gonna be honest. Placence is not gonna like what you have to tell her. Also, Placence is a fucking loony. Shivers, legendary. Why hasn't her business failed? Oh my god, an 8% chance. It's so not going to happen. Shivers. You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here. Start taking off your clothes. You need to connect. Excuse me, what are you doing? The dice maker stares at you while you start to fuss with your pants. Officer, the lieutenant exclaims sharply. I'm trying to lower my body temperature. And why would you do that? It's part of a special technique I have. She squints at you, a little astonished at what she's hearing. And what technique is that? You still haven't gotten your zipper open. Alright, hear me out. Sometimes I get these, feelings. Miss, I apologize for my colleague's behavior. He's still recovering from an unusual medical episode. Officer, this isn't how mature adults deal with their feelings. Oh no. Now you feel something. The cold damp of shame washing over you. No, not like that. It's like I can feel the wind, the air pressure, the air. It tells me things. The air pressure told you to take off your pants in my studio? Exactly. Can you please employ this special technique somewhere else? I work here. My work requires concentration. Half-naked people don't help with that. She turns away so you can zip up your pants. Damn it. I almost want to throw a point into Shivers and then try that again. What is Shivers? Raise the hair on your neck. Tune into the city. Man, skill points seem really hard to come by. We only have 2 and we've been playing for 4.5 hours. Let me save it and see if it helps at all. Can't believe it's Sunday night already. Yes! A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment it feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere. Hey, Niha? The curse is real. I figured out why it spared you. Didn't we already talk about this? She asks as the wind continues to seep in through the cracks in the old chimney. It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area. What are you talking about? She says, shaking her head. My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Grislaine, 10. No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. It has a different address in the heart of the city. No, this used to be a coal plant. You're in a chimney of another building. This doesn't make any sense. She looks around in the makeshift nest that is carved out for herself, bewildered. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from? Let's just say I have my own methods. Unusual methods. And what does it mean? That I'm safe from failure? Don't let her become complacent. She needs to ward her soul against evil forces. Actually, it's only your workshop that's protected. You should still do something to defend your person. She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away exhaustion from her face. What? Do you know what this is? She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. A lucky charm? A Semini's ward? It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it to the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan. See, the curse is real. I bet you didn't run this little jewelry shop from the protective depths of the chimney. No, you're right, I didn't. She laughs again, but it sounds rather small and sad. It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world, that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me, what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney? Don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy here. Yeah, she stares out the window, not really hearing your words. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place, nothing ever works out the way you wanted. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be. You can try again. Still, there's something inherently violent, even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast the die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world. She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer. She gives you a tired smile. So that unlocks a thought. Precarious world. All red checks fail. For 4 hours, all red checks will fail. I bet that's a good thing once you actually research it, though. Anyway, I don't want to obviously I don't want to put both of my points into that, but I really wanted to see what that story would result in. But let's roll back to before we spent our points. Just like she said, you can try again. Bum, bum, bum. I kind of like the idea of the failure, but I could see somebody totally playing through this and obsessively rolling all of the red checks back to get them all. Be like, no, I have to know everything. First round, I'm definitely down for some failures there. But if we get some points, we can always come back and do that again. Oh, let's take our torch out. But I definitely don't want to drop my first 2 points into shivers. Alright, it's nearly 4 PM. Let's go report back. Also, what I quite like about that is it's like something you work out from the shivers, but it's not necessarily true. Everything that she said still made sense. It still led back to the path that we're at now, where it's just bad businesses that have gone under. You know, she had a point. But the end result is it unlocks another thought for us to research the precarious world. Can't put more points in a skill? Drugs raise learning caps, but they're bad for your health. Just shine the light in her eyes for a while.
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
Teachings, you say? She seems anxious. I talked to the entity that you told me about. Her name's Niha. She's a novelty dice maker. A novelty dice maker? Her eyes widen. Spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. Huh. No, ma'am. I felt her aura. She is not the one to blame for this curse. She looks perplexed. I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse? Just don't say you don't have any answers yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire? kind of want to string her along. The source is in the taxidermist's shop. He became involved in arts darker than taxidermy. He brought the void spirits down upon this place. Oh, how horrid. I knew that something wasn't right about this place. Did you find a way to break the curse? I need some money. I performed the ancient Seminoles spelling rites. Called upon the spirits. The spirit of Guillaume le Million. I de-spooked it. The curse is gone. I'm afraid I can only identify the source. You have to call some other experts to lift the curse. Alright, well, I wouldn't mind me getting paid, but I'm not going to put it on her that she has to, you know, pay some other joker to come in. Banish the curse in a flash of disco brilliance. We'll go with the Seminoles thing, because that's what she clearly believes in. Of course. I trust my Seminoles wards and charms kept you safe whilst you performed the ancient rites. She looks at you with sudden admiration. All that matters is that the energies are retreating. I can feel the curse lifting. It'll be a long time until we are fully free of it, of course, but still. Ooh, 70 experience points. Thank you, officer, truly. You've brought a better psycho-emanation to this humble bookstore, and there's no small achievement. She so badly wants this to be over, she would have believed anything. It will only last a day or two, a week tops, then her mood will sour. She will feel the curse again. Alright then. All's well that ends well. The lieutenant turns to you. Should we return to our ordinary lives? Farewell for now, book peddler.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Nah. Alright, let's get back out onto the street. We've spent our whole day in here. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do hit the like and leave a comment to let me know, especially on this one with it being Disco Elysium and a long playthrough. If you want to see more of this on the channel, you gotta let me know. Otherwise, come to the live stream, twitch.tv/MadMorph. We'll be playing some more of it there. I also want to thank the developers for sending us a key so we could take a look early. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.